pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks. Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
And you are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from a brand new spanking shiny burner cigar studio here in we're in Statesville. I'm back in Statesville, and I got JoJo is my board operator. Boy, we're going that's a whole show all in itself that we're going to have to talk about. But again, thank you for listening. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. This is the brand spanking new Burners Cigar Studio. Burners is the home of premium cigars and premium cigar smokers. Great people. Premium cigars. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Brookdale Village. Go on by there. They'll help you. I am positive you know somebody in your life that would really appreciate some cigars for the holidays. Go on by there, and they'll be able to help you pick that out. We hope that you are inspired, informed, and entertained here at News Talk WSIC, because that's what we do. This is 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. And every month, no matter what, and sometimes it's painful, this happens to be one of those months where my co-host helps me through this. If you haven't heard this, let me try and introduce my co-host to the best of my ability. My co-host is the most useless legend in all the villes, from Statesville to Huntersville and all the towns in between. My co-host knows nothing, says nothing, does nothing, creates nothing, builds nothing, changes nothing, contributes to nothing, improves nothing, plans nothing, starts nothing, finishes nothing, and fixes nothing. And for some reason, everybody wants to be Patrick. And those of you that don't know who I'm talking about, Patrick Reynolds, he is the Kardashian of Lake Norman. Patrick, my friend, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
You better.
So my wife says, why do you do that to him?
Why do you do that to me? Why do you invite me back?
Why do you keep coming?
I don't know. I'm questioning my sanity.
Okay.
Now.
I pick on him because I love him. Here's the truth of it. Patrick Reynolds, for those of you that don't know, you should know. So you should appreciate my poking of Patrick. But for those of you that don't know, he is our very own legendary on-air host for Good Morning LKN. He does that between 8:45 and 9 o'clock. He also is the host of the Home Ad Show, which is from 9 until 11. And he's been with me for the entire month. What else you got going on? You because it's the holidays, so so things kind of perk up for you, don't they?
Well, dying down, believe it or not. My busy season for speaking and emceeing and hosting events, very full throttle in the warmer weather months. Actually, this time of year with the holidays is actually quite a reduction from the summertime. I'm on stage introducing music acts,
right.
And still, but really the volume drops as we get closer to cooler weather.
Because you do a lot of outdoor events.
Yeah, outdoor events. I'd love to do more indoors and just have a steady stage presence for 12 months of the year. That would be spectacular. But right now with Waves Entertainment, we get 95% of our businesses outside.
So, okay, so I was going to go there because I wanted to make sure people knew exactly what it is you do.
I do
because I told everybody that you do nothing, right? But Julie's got on Facebook to remind people that you do the Speedway Report. Or she remembers you with the Speedway Report.
Yeah.
What is she speaking of with that?
That was a former podcast that I used to do. It began with, boy, it goes back long ways. Actually started right here at WSIC back in 2010. I jumped on a host of an auto racing talk show, then branched off to my own show, but it was online. We called it Internet Radio, and you could actually listen to it live or you could use it on demand. And the term at the time had not been invented or coined yet, but that's what we call now a podcast.
Right.
But there was this new gizmo in 2009, 2010. Someone said internet radio. I go, what's that? That's where Speedway Report came from. I had a former career in NASCAR, got into broadcasting, so motorsports and auto racing.
And that's how we met, is when I first got started in WSIC in the old Statesville studio.
Not the new Statesville studio.
That's right. This is not to be compared with the new States. Hey, Jojo, just so you know, Julie is saying adjust the audio. I'm just letting you know that on Facebook. I don't know what she means. Julie, you might want to tweak what you mean by adjust, so we can make sure we fix it. The entire, if you haven't noticed, those of you watching, the entire studio is new. They give me some buttons, and I can press these buttons and change the lights behind me, change the color.
Look at that.
It's spectacular, I tell you.
This is a great selling point for the WSIC News app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, download the app so we're on your phone. You're watching the video stream from the studio. Joe's playing with the remote like an 8-year-old on Christmas morning with a new toy. We got the lights going up and down in the studio. It looks great.
Yeah.
And when she says adjust the audio,
we don't know what she means.
No, I do.
You do?
I do know. I know exactly what she means.
What she means?
Turn Joe down and turn Patrick up. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Mute Joe Vagnone.
Joe, bring me down, bring Patrick up.
A lot of Patrick Reynolds and mute Joe Vagnone, and I got it from here.
We need more Kardashian and less Joe. Okay.
Clearly, that's what Julie meant.
Okay. Well, I got you. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, here's what I want to do. I want everybody that knows Patrick to know that he has taken time out of his month to come and be on the show. But we've had you on the show for 2-3 years now. Mm-hmm. We kind of booked you before you became rich and famous. You understand that? You're kind of obligated to me now, aren't you?
I gotta do this. I think Kazeppa's put it in my contract that I host Home Ad. And I also, you got to do Vagnone show once a month or once a year. You got to sit in for a month, so it's okay.
I'm punishment for you. So let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about something that you're just really good at.
Oh, really?
Connections, relationships, referrals. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Dive deep, friend.
Because now that I've told everybody that you're worthless, right?
They're tuning in.
That's right. You can prove them wrong if you want to.
I hope so.
Okay, you are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and Patrick knows exactly what happens if it's Monday afternoon. Say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Why don't I get music? It's not set up.
We'll return to Local Biz Now with entrepreneur Joe Vagnone in just a moment on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Julie said, good. It sounds good now. Joe, Julie said you got a good sound going. Okay, right. So just so you know, Aaron,
radio's during the commercial.
We're stay live, even though we're on a official commercial on live radio. We're still live on Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff.
Social media.
So if you want to make fun of Patrick right now, now's a great time to do that. And everybody in the Villes will
say
hear it.
Save it for when we're on air, actually. But watch your language, though, just in case you guys go out. Careers have been wrecked because someone thought that was off and they said the wrong thing.
Hey, Patrick, you noticed when I gave you your intro, he was thinking, I'm getting out of here, man.
What?
ain't no way I'm letting this guy introduce me.
I hope he'll be nicer to you. I'm pretty sure.
We've known each other for 10 years.
Please, yeah. You got time, yeah. Give it to him, and let me read it for you. No, you mute him, and I got it.
Okay.
Useless, worthless. Yeah, you hear this?
So I'm not going to know when to come back until you tell me to.
Abuse.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So Julie is giving me help because she knows Joe's making me nervous. I mean, JoJo got a lot of things going on in this room right here.
Yeah.
All manner of stuff. We got lights. We got all manner of connectivity going on. We got wires everywhere.
You know what's happening too? It's all new to everybody. So like when we push a button, we hope it works, as opposed to we know it works.
If you don't say something nice when we go on the air, I'm gonna change the color on you. I'm gonna change the mood. I'm gonna change the mood on you. If
green works. I like green. Reflect the green off my hat, top of my head there. Yeah, we got the same barber.
Let me see if I can get a glow off top of that head.
Yeah.
They know better than to give me any buttons. You understand?
30 seconds.
That's a lifetime.
Make a whole sandwich in 30 seconds.
I could eat it.
Local deals. Download the WSIC News app today.
Call now to speak with Joe Vagnone at 844-STUDIO-4. It's Local Biz Now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
And we are back. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from a brand new burner cigar studio here in Statesville. And we welcome you to come on by and see all manner of connectivity we got going on in here. And I'd love to make fun of JoJo right now as a board operator, but he's doing an exceptional job keeping all this together, getting everything set up for our very first show. I am here with Patrick Reynolds. I call him the Kardashian of Lake Norman. Patrick, my friend, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you for having me, Joe. I am having a air quote good time.
So, we're gonna try something.
All right.
I'm gonna let you look good. It's gonna bother me. You understand? I'm gonna let you show the real skills that you have, and it's gonna mess up my intro, right?
I know.
But since it's the last week, it won't matter, right? You understand what I'm saying?
I follow you. I actually follow that
Okay.
negative train of thought. Opposed to the lousy intro, but he's a good guy, you know.
Okay.
All right.
As a lousy, no good for nothing, do nothing guy, there's something I know you to be really good at.
What am I good at?
Forming relationships. You're an exceptional salesperson when it involves forming relationships. And that also includes referrals and that sort of stuff. You're just really good at that. You connect people. You've been doing that for years. Let's talk a little bit about that because I really do think that's the future for small business people. As much as they don't like it and they think they're going to do all their business on the internet and they think they're going to do all their business by texting. The truth is, sooner or later, some real connections and relationships are going to have to be forged, and they're going to find that that's where the real money is. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think there's gold with in-person meetings for sales, for business relationships. Everything to me is long game. I find social media and online great for branding, not good for invoicing and sales.
That's a good point. Invoice. I like that.
Yeah,
statement.
it doesn't. Well, that's what cut to the chase. You know,
Right.
that's what we're after is make a sale. Any kind of business. All businesses revolve around sales, and I don't like to buy, or I don't sell the way I don't like to be sold to. Like pushy salesman turns people off, so I can't sell people that way. That would turn me off. Ergo, you go into relationships and networking and I play long game where you do build a relationship with the public, like Norman Community, Iredell County, Statesville. And when people need something, you're not selling to them, but they're buying from you because you're top of mind, and they trust you.
I can't tell you how many times I've been standing next to you and somebody walks up to you and says, "Hey, Patrick, do you know? Can you help me with?" I mean, you're like the resource guy, right? You know what I mean? That's the perfect place to be.
I agree. I'm blessed with that, but I put work into it too, building relationships, and I found that it was organic in sales, organic in business. With relationships were really the key to a lot of things, and it's not work in room to network to see who you can sell to that day. What can you get a signature on in that networking meeting before you walk out the door? That is not NOT how it works. You build relationships. You get to know people. Who are you? And the whole room, none of them on that day may be a client, but you get to know everybody, what they do, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and you're vulnerable with yours as well.
So I want to go over a few things.
Sure.
Those that listen to the show a lot know that I subscribe to a newsletter. It's called a Newsletter Pro. They are experts at helping you put together newsletters, and they really do increase your sales by sending out these newsletters. I get one from the owner, and he sends out great stuff. He's got some ideas on this, and I just want to get your thoughts on it, right?
Sure.
So the first thing he says is you need to be providing a gift, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when I first read that, I'm like, I'm not going to be giving people, a bunch of lunch cards and that sort of stuff. I'm not going to do that. But what he's talking about is know what their interest is, or their industry. And if you find out information that you think is interesting or helpful, provide it to them. Mm-hmm. The gift is you're saying, I was thinking about you. Have you seen this article, right? Mm-hmm. Or there is a big time person that's coming to the area on the 15th. Did you know that, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I liked that. I thought that was an intriguing concept that takes referrals a little bit further and says, I'm thinking of you, and I didn't ask anything of you. Mm-hmm. I just simply say, hey, Patrick, did you know Taylor Swift was coming in town on Tuesday? You know what I mean? At 3 o'clock, if if you want to meet her, I can get you in. And otherwise, it's just something you wouldn't have thought of.
When you said gift, everybody's natural first inclination is go to something out of the wallet.
Go to the Target, get something up at the dollar store.
As you talked, I knew where you were going with that, and it wasn't something that costs money, but it is something of value to that person. You just talked about networking and relationships. You're not always looking to sell in networking. And folks, sometimes you are doing an introduction because you're thinking of them. Joe, hey, you need to meet Aaron over here because he's got this and you have that. You guys need to meet. That is a gift.
And you just gave me a gift. Absolutely.
That's a gift. That's an introduction to someone that may be of value or a good connection for you. It's a gift.
Okay. So you agree with him on that. You don't 100%. Want to disagree with this guy. Okay. Next one.
Got it.
You have to be a trusted expert where people want to come and gather information. Now, with you, that's just a given, right? I mean, for me, it's taken years for people when they think, do I want to sell a small business? I think about Joe, right? This entire radio show was designed around the fact that I want people to realize Joe knows about small business. Joe's the real deal when it comes to small business, right? That takes years to build that. Mm-hmm. But once you get there, that's really hard for a competitor to beat that. And in your case, and in my case, in our industries, we are those people. If you want to know something about entertaining, Patrick is the guy you should go to. You want to know something about small business, Joe is the guy you should go to. That requires years to build that. Mm-hmm. But once you get it, it's sort of something that we take pride in.
It revolves around that old three-letter expression, KLT, know, like, trust. There's no check you can write that buys that. That is what I said before with networking. Long game. Don't expect to go walk into a room or do anything by 5 o'clock today. That's unheard of and ridiculous. However, walls are built one brick at a time. Put a brick in that wall today by shaking hands, smiling, just getting to know people and showing interest in them. Don't throw your expertise out there like you're bragging, but a great way to get to know somebody is ask about them. Let them tell you about who they are, and relationships will just build from there.
Okay. This next one you might not agree with
Fire away.
because this is far from you.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Focus on niche markets. And so for me, I sell small businesses from about 5 million in gross sales on down, right? I focus on that, on the industry. But baby, you all over the board. I mean, you got 10 different things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how do you feel about that? The niche market that they're speaking of?
I think I've done, I guess, maybe the impossible. I don't know. I believe the old expression, there's riches in the niches. There's some truth to that. However, I got a lot of different niches, which is tough for a lot of people to do. Don't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I mean, every time I talk, you got something else going on.
Yeah. Corporate speaking, live entertainment hosting, host a radio show. I'm an author of a book, all these different things. And it took me years to get there, but each one is a different niche. The book I wrote has nothing to do with small business or entertainment. The entertainment I do has nothing to do with, the book.
Right.
They stay in their own lane,
Right.
But there's different niches. Sometimes people just get in that one niche, focus on that. That's
Right.
a smart move. I believe in the niches. Yeah.
Okay. But you don't say no niche.
I stay in a niche. I just have multiple niches.
Multiple niches.
I'm a unicorn. I'm not a common person when it comes to that.
Okay. This one, you do it. I'm kind of curious to know how you do it. He talks about continuous nurturing of the relationship, and the way he describes it is through touch points. Talk about that a little bit, because so many people.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that, right? How do you stay on top of so many different people? I got 16,000 people in my database. There's not a week that goes by that somebody doesn't send me an email and said, "Hey, Joe, can you connect me to somebody that's on your LinkedIn?" I got 26,000 people in LinkedIn. I said, "Dude, man, I don't know them." Years ago, I just sat one day clicking on people, wanting them to be my friends. You know what I mean? I didn't realize I was going to be stuck with them for the rest of my life. So talk to me about that. How do you continue to nurture that relationship?
2020 taught us, I'll say me, I won't speak for the public, but it taught me a big lesson that when you think of somebody that comes to mind, go text them or go call them. It's okay. We all were isolated in that year. I hated that. I'm never going back to that. So
because you like people.
I like people. I like community. I like audiences. I like being around people. I was like, I'm not going back to that. But when you think of somebody, go ahead and pick up the phone and give them a call or shoot them a text and even ask them how they are doing. Don't offer to sell them anything. Don't try to get anything from them. Hey, I want to, I got a great deal for you. Buy two, get one. No, ask how they are. And Mike Mooney will back this up as well, where it just,
right.
It's just, he, I think, has a strategy of once a week. He spends only like 15 minutes, 30 minutes a week, just goes down his list of contact. Who, like you just talking about on LinkedIn, who has he not talked to in a while? Pick up the phone. People appreciate when the phone rings, a text comes in. They appreciate getting a word of that now that you were thinking of them because of 2020. Nobody liked it.
Interesting. And, in my case, I send out newsletters and I also send out personal cards.
I get your emails.
Yeah.
Delete them.
Yeah. So somehow touching these people is really important.
It is. It works.
Hey, Joe, why are you laughing? He don't deserve your attention. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it is Monday afternoon, your business matters. We'll be right back.
Keep it right here. Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
You see what we do. This is what we do. So you'll see him with the 1 minute and 30 seconds, so you'll know to kind of finish your thought.
Wrap it up. Okay.
But if you see me go like this, it just means wrap up your thought because he's going hard break.
Okay.
Usually, if you see me hold up 30 seconds and you're still talking, that's the wrap it up.
Okay.
You want time for Joe to get us into the commercial.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Okay, so I got one shot. Let me make the one shot.
It's 4:45. It's 4:45. It goes to a hard.
Okay.
So if you want to keep track of yourself,
44
seconds mark.
Got it.
That's accurate. And at 4:45:00, we go to commercial for mid-sentence.
Okay, it's cut.
So
Okay.
use his signals. He's on top of it. Use the clock yourself.
See it.
But 4:45.
Okay.
We're all good to go.
Perfect. Yeah.
He babbles.
Okay.
I pulled up that. Yes. I pulled up Simeon. Never mind. We got time.
Right.
Oh, mics are still on. Your mics are still on.
You said the lights look good? Is that what you said?
The mics are still on.
Oh, right. See, I told you I can't hear, Joe. Especially because this room has got like an echo to it. So I have a hard time hearing it. Well, that might be helpful, actually. JoJo always trying to take care of me. Okay. Now, do I have to remind you that you officially co-host? You ain't supposed to sit there, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. You're supposed to ask questions. I looked at the last show. You didn't ask no questions.
Shut up. All right, you know what?
I say, Joe, that's enough from you. So, Patrick, anything you want to? Yeah. Do you have any actual good questions?
Now, I know he didn't laugh when he said, "You need to shut up," but he was joking. You understand that?
It was. He delivered it straight.
Aaron said, "No, man, he wasn't joking. No, he wasn't joking."
I was gonna ask some questions.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You told me in my intro, I do nothing, know nothing.
From $8.5 billion to $8 billion, the New York Times reports the government decided to reduce the size of the grant following Intel's move to delay some of its planned investments in Ohio. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. Welcome to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. You are listening to 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. This is News Talk WSIC, where your business matters. We are here in the brand new Burner Cigar Studio. Go buy Burner Cigar in Brookdale and also on Highway 16 and tell them Joe sent you and your first cigar is on me. We are here every Monday afternoon. We have a co-host every single week. This month it is Patrick Reynolds. He is a good friend of mine, whether he will admit it or not. Last week I heard you on the video. You said not. It's Patrick is, whether he will admit it or not, my friend, a professional speaker, MC. And also, most of you should recognize him as the host of this WSIC station on a lot of different areas, and we appreciate him being here. Patrick, thanks, buddy, for being here.
Thank you very much. Home Ed, 9 a.m. every day. You hear my voice on the community calendar, and don't try to mute me.
Jojo, you got Patrick's mic on. No, you don't.
I don't.
There it is.
There it goes.
He didn't have your mic on. See,
okay,
I caught him. I caught him today.
I was saying nice things about you,
and I missed every bit of that.
That's right.
Thanks,
That's right.
Joe. Thanks for nothing, Joe. All right. Well,
I'd like to welcome my guest to Local Biz Now. Right?
You could do it. Go on. Go on. We were fighting. We were fighting over who gets introduced.
Why don't you go ahead and I'll see how you do. And if I got to take this away from you, I will. But let's see how you do first.
Aaron's been quietly sitting here, and he saw us going back to back, and during the break, he said,
"I'd
like for Patrick. Yeah, I'd like for Patrick to go ahead and interview me." So, Aaron, my friend Ahron Oddman. Am I saying that correctly?
That's correct. Yeah, thank you.
Ahron, thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate you being. Ahron is the owner, CEO of PSS, and founder and CEO of Folio. Am I saying that correctly?
That's right.
So instead of me messing it up what it is, why don't you tell us what Folio is?
Yes. Well, PSS and Folio go together. PSS is the leading provider of printing solutions to K-12 schools in the U.S. Mostly we do niche printers. So think of wide format plotter printers. They get used a lot in schools, probably something we wouldn't think of. And Folio is a digital product that goes with it. It basically gives teachers lessons in a box. Every night, most of us don't know, but teacher goes home after school and has to prepare the lesson for the next day.
Right.
And so this kind of gives them a head start in getting the lesson ready.
Did the schools pay for this, or do the teachers sign up and pay for this? How does that happen? Who gets the value and the benefit of all of your lesson plans?
That's a great question. So primarily the schools do. The schools and school districts pay for these tools to provide teachers.
Because it makes sense. It makes my job as a teacher easier to go to math lessons and figure out what I want to do.
Yeah, we absolutely believe anything we could do, the schools can do to make a teacher's day easier, take friction out of the day. They should do it, and for the most part, they do. They do that.
It makes sense, and year by year things might change a little bit, and it's kind of good to refresh in that stuff also.
That's right. So that's our value prop: is we will update the material. We'll provide design. We work with a group of teachers from all over the country. So it's kind of teachers helping teachers get them the lesson material they need.
Okay, so I thought when I went to your website, you make posters. Okay, so it's more than that, right? I mean, it's a poster with a lesson plan attached to it, correct?
Right. Yeah. Well, the end product is a poster. That's what the teacher ultimately wants, right? If he or she could push a button magically and it would show up, then that's what they would do, and that's what we try to do. We try to make it as turnkey, as push button as we can, for educators. So it does on our website, or maybe if you walk into school, you're like, man, there's a lot of posters here, but each of them has a purpose.
I'm a poster man. I liked it.
Right.
It was warming to my heart when I see all those posters.
Yeah. We got to get your poster maker in here to brand
That's
new
right.
studio.
That's right. We do. We got to. There needs to be some posters of me up and around here.
Posters of you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
There you go.
The WSC logo could be small at the bottom. If you want. Sure. They make fun of me about that. How much I like posters. You understand? So, So okay.
Aaron, there is a life-size one at our other studio. It scares people to death with Joe. It is scary.
I hate that you're missing that.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm missing it.
I hate
it. Didn't
that
make it in the move over here, huh?
No. Well, we know where it wound up. We're not telling Joe, If you've ever seen those beer cutouts of, someone's selling the beer in the grocery store, that's what it looks like with Joe with a cigar.
Yeah, we got. Aaron, I might need your help with some posters. We might need to do some work.
Absolutely.
So I asked this question of almost every one of my guests, and it seems so true in your case. Give me a little bit of your background, because you didn't wake up on a Tuesday and say, "Hey, I want to make posters for educators," right? So walk me through how we got here.
Yeah. Well, I was in sales at a very rapidly growing software company based in North Carolina, and that was fun. That was a great adventure. But I was going for the next adventure, and I'd always enjoyed, as you said, relationships, working with small teams, leading a small sales team. And so I said, okay, my next adventure is I want to go try to find a small business that already exists and acquire it and kind of steward it into the next season of the business. So that whole journey took about a year, maybe a little more than a year to find.
People don't realize how hard it is to find something that fits your passion and interest.
And I think it taken a year was on the low side.
Right.
I was fine with that. As you said, play the long game, right? So we took this business over in 2020, which was a very interesting year. Take over most businesses.
God bless you.
Right, especially one that sells to schools, and schools are mostly closed and at home. But we've been at it for almost 5 years now. And again, I think small business people are kind of our own breed of
Oh, you don't have to tell us.
Right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Slightly.
So do you find yourself fitting into us small business people, or are there pieces of what you have to now do make you uncomfortable?
No. I do fit in, and none of it makes me uncomfortable, to answer the question. I think it was the right fit.
I'm sorry for you fitting in.
Yeah.
We're a peculiar bunch, you know.
Well,
You're one of us.
You're one of us.
It's different bunches, but the whole, and I think people who work at small businesses are also kind of made for that.
Right.
Right. We find people who apply and they're great and have a lot of skills and qualifications, but you could almost tell very quickly, you're like, you should work at a bigger establishment and you're going to do well. You're going to do great.
Right.
Right. So, no, I very much love it. I think this is what I'll do.
So, surprise, surprise, you and I like each other. We're salespeople at heart. I can tell you're a salesman, right? You know what I mean? I can't think of too many things harder than trying to sell to the education class like that. That's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Walk me through how that works. Do you talk the teacher into going to the administrator, or do you go to the administrator and takes 22 phone calls and 15 emails? Walk me through that.
Yeah. Well, there's some truth to the fact that it is hard to sell to schools, right? On its surface, when you look at it, if you're selling to school districts, right, county government, that is a long sale, multi-year process. I think one of the things the founder of our company, who sold it to me, one of the things he found was it actually was quite easy to just sell directly to the principal, so to the school within the district, right? So one rung down.
Oh, and they got their own little slush
Their
fund.
own little slush fund, and it's you could get to them generally pretty directly. There's not a ton of gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are nice, and the message will get to them.
Right.
In a day or two, and the decision for them is almost instant. It's like, do I want this? Do I not? They're used to making quick decisions. They're running a small business.
It's funny you say that, because that's what happened with me when I went to your website. Of course, I didn't know what I was looking at. Right. And then I'm looking at posters. Of course, I like posters. And then I got how the posters connect with what the teacher's lessons are. And it just made sense to me. If I was a teacher, man, I'm ordering every week, for the, and the kids get to see something new and fresh. And it seemed to just jump out at me. Right. But I would be the principal and say, absolutely, let's get started on this.
Yeah, absolutely. And both principals and teachers are very deliberate about what's on the walls in their school, what enters the school. Our product is also digital, so it can be sent to every kid now has a device. Older kids have phones. So it's both analog and digital. But, we found it actually really pleasant to sell the teachers and principals. Less pleasant to sell the school districts, right? It's just a more rigorous process.
So when I go to your website, there's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do before I can get a poster, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of data in there. Let's take a break, and we come back. I want to talk a little bit about that, right?
Absolutely.
What does it take to actually put this website together?
I get it. Sure.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. I am here with Ahron Oddman. He is absolutely an educator's best friend. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We'll be right back.
Keep it right here. Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, our week of Thanksgiving getting started off on a nice note. Partly cloudy. We'll get up to around 70 for our Monday afternoon, and we only fall back into the low 50s overnight, but some extra clouds on the way. Highs in the upper 60s Tuesday, but we could see a couple of showers. After that, looking ahead to Turkey Day, a couple of showers possible for Thanksgiving, and then getting cold again by the upcoming weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Saturday, Light Up Cornelius helps welcome in the holiday.
If you tell me if you like any of these new colors. Let me see what we got. Oh, we got. Oh, goodness gracious, we got speed. Oh, 2 minutes. That enough time for me to get new colors? Oh, we going with the orange now. Aaron, that makes you look like you in hell.
He is.
And I don't feel like
He
that
is.
at all.
All right.
An hour ago, he was saying, I'm going to be on the radio. Now he's saying, I'm on the radio. Poor Aaron. I'll try to save you.
My company's listening.
Good.
Everybody's tuned in.
Yeah, great. Great.
Okay.
I think the video stays up on our social media too. So if you want to catch it later, you go home or something, share it with whoever, your company, your friends, family. Yeah. Should be on our social media.
That's awesome.
Oh, that
I think
red.
it's LinkedIn and Twitter or Facebook. They'll carry it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully you can. Yeah. See? Yeah, he's talking about short on music.
Huh?
What do you got over there? What?
About 45 seconds.
Yeah,
45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Aaron, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
The show also has drive-in movies on the
He didn't mean it.
gigantic Speedway TV.
I was talking to you.
Speedway Christmas tickets and information are available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. From our family to yours, WSIC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Now more Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah! You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from my brand new spectacular chair, spectacular building, Burner Cigar Studio, home of fine premium cigars and cigar smokers, the best and spectacular in the world, premium cigars and great people. Life is good at Burner Cigars. Go by Birkdale Village, and also the brand new location on Highway 16 in Denver. Tell them Joe sent you, and your first cigar is on me. I'm going to go broke with all the cigars, but that's okay, because Burners is worth it. And as soon as I get done with the show, I'm going to light up a good, tasty cigar. You don't smoke, do you, Patrick?
On occasion.
Do
No,
you?
not on a regular basis. With you.
We've smoked
Good,
before.
We have. Like a bachelor party, a good poker game, celebratory cigar. You can count the amount of cigars I've had in my lifetime
That's
on my
okay.
fingers. But yeah, for the big occasions, I have lit up.
Yep. This is News Talk WSIC, and I am Joe Vagnone, and your business matters. We are here with Patrick Reynolds. He is the Kardashian of Lake Norman. Patrick, thank you for being my co-host for the entire month. You promised me you were going to ask some questions on the next segment, and you told me it's because I talk too much.
Correct.
So I'm going to give you a chance to do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Aaron Oddman, my friend, thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
If somebody wanted to go to your website, how could they do that? There's a teacher out there listening. What's the website they can go to?
Yep. So the website, the main one I'd send them to is the address is PSS. So it's like Paul Simon K12.com.
One more time. This is radio.
So
they can hear that.
So it's PSS, right? It's in the letters Paul, Sam, PSS K12.com.
Okay. And from my perspective, it just makes it teacher's job easier. Is that a fair description?
That's a fair description. Yep. Our mission, our purpose is to help teachers have meaningful and engaging learning experiences for kids, right? That's their whole mission. And so I believe any of us who aren't teachers, right, and aren't called to that should do what we can to make their lives easier. And that's what we do at PSS.
And Julie has just got your website on Facebook as well. So if you listen on Facebook, or if you want to go there, just go to WSIC Facebook, and you'll see that Julie has put that website on there as well. Aaron, we talked about you wanting to look for a business, right? Was education something that was high on your list of businesses to do? Because this is when we talk about niche,
Right.
I mean, you really are in a niche.
We are in it. And when you all were talking about it, I was
Right.
nodding my head
Right.
up and down. Because
But
I'm
don't
looking
look at Patrick when you say niche. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm liable to ask a question or something.
He might. His new niche will be.
I know.
Interview.
See,
No question.
see if Joe ever takes a breath here. But go ahead.
No, referencing the previous segment, I love niches. No, I will be honest, education wasn't high on my list. My list was pretty wide open. I wanted a solid business that was already working pretty well, was enduringly profitable, and I didn't really care, to be honest, what the industry was. So when people ask me, what kind of business are you looking for, I would say, a good business that's enduringly profitable. There was a list of things I didn't want to do because I didn't necessarily want to attach to it, or it didn't fit me. But
You don't look like a guy that wanted to run a Wild Wings, franchise.
No.
You just don't look like that guy.
Yeah, I like wings. Not enough.
You don't eat them. You don't want to cook them.
No one does. No. I like to eat fish. I don't go fishing. But the list was pretty wide.
Question for you. A couple questions for you, if I may. I know a lot of teachers, and too many former teachers personally. Yeah, you may too. And I know the teachers that I do know spend a lot of nights, a lot of weekends, hours and hours and hours outside the classroom working. Do your company or you have any data to say per night, per week, something like that? Here's how much time a teacher would save through PSS. Do you have any numbers like that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
A great question, Joe. That was a great. I'm sorry, Aaron. Could you say that again?
That was.
It was an excellent. It was an excellent
That's
question.
a really good question.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
objectively good question.
Give me a chance. I'm gonna drop some good nuggets here. Go ahead, Aaron. I'm
Co-host
sorry.
has got you. So yes, a lot of groups have studied this. Unfortunately, we are in a place where teacher turnover is a real issue.
Yeah,
it is a real issue that principals are trying to lead through, and we even have principal turnover.
Yeah.
So the whole system, is really at a turning point. The data that we believe, and anecdotally, because we work with teachers to create these things, they'll validate. On the low side, it's 2 to 3 hours a night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
To prep for the next day, and you cannot prep during the day because they're actively teaching.
And when you say 2 to 3 hours at night, that's important. 2 hours.
Yeah.
With my family, right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They are, and teachers are mostly represented by unions. They're government employees. They're supposed to have 45 minutes of prep time during the workday. They're supposed to. 45 minutes would still not be enough, but it would be something. Because of the teacher shortage, they don't even have that 45 minutes. Yeah. So the entire prep burden is after hours, when you should be taking it with your kids or your family, those sorts of things. And so, we were excited to jump in to this space to try to help out. There's a few players in our space just trying to say, look, we all teach the same things. We're all trying to get students to the same place. How can we get best in class materials to teachers?
We're coming up close to 5 o'clock Eastern time. A lot of people are on the way home. I'm thinking principals or teachers. They're on their way home from school. They're heading to their home to do more work tonight. If they're in the sound of our voice, what is the next steps for them? Say, oh my goodness, I've got to have a look at what Aaron has for me. If you're talking about saving time, but I know just go to the website to investigate there a little bit. What are the next steps for them? If I'm a teacher and I just I want to see what you have to offer me. What is the teacher's next steps with you?
Yeah. So if you get to the website, right, pssk12.com. We've got 1 or 2 call to action buttons, right? To contact us or to get a quote. I would almost say hit the contact us button, right? It's more than making a sale, as you said.
Yeah.
Let us know, what school you are, what grades you teach, what kind of things you're looking for, and we're happy to get you on our website, get you subscribed. So you can try it. You could go to the website and try it yourself, but we can get you behind the paywall and have you try it. And give us feedback. At this point for us, we get the kind of the spiritual benefit of knowing we helped, but B, the feedback helps us even more so, than having a new subscriber pay to us, all sorts of things.
And so before I was rudely interrupted by Patrick asking his questions,
Right.
I was going to ask you for the break.
Ouch.
Talk a little bit about the data and the information on the website. Where does it come from? Because it sure does seem like it's a lot of information.
There's a lot. Yeah. So as you can imagine, public education is fairly well regulated and structured every state by state. What I mean by that is, if you're a second grade teacher in North Carolina, there's a list of 40 things, that the state says you have to teach a student in 180 days. And we're going to test the student on that and evaluate everyone. Same thing for third grade, boom, all the way up, right? So you think K-12 times 40 objectives, you blow that out, it's a couple hundred objectives that, teachers have to teach. We essentially took each of those objectives and broke those down into kind of small lessons. So if you kind of follow the roadmap, at the end of the roadmap, you could say, we covered this objective 4 or 5 times.
Right.
And then, you would evaluate this. Students are all different at their own pace, but that's essentially why there is so much data, because for each grade level and each subject, there's probably 10 specific, kind of learning objectives teachers have to walk students through.
To me, if you're fixing a problem, which sounds like you are, you get back into the business side of things, the sale will happen, as opposed to that pushy, hard sale. We're talking about going with Joe and I with the networking aspect before, build a relationship. And if you are fixing a problem, you don't have to sell your product. Right. People will just come to you. And I imagine you have different maybe levels or sizes of what you offer teachers or schools. So do you, is there something like on an individual level or all, as opposed to just, school district is probably a large level, but if a single teacher says, hey, I want to be your customer, do you have something for them as well?
See, another good question, another excellent question.
Thank you, Aaron. Excellent question.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So when you talk about our digital product with the lessons, we call that Folio, right? So you'll see a link to that in our website, or if you wanted to just skip the Postmakers and go straight there, you can go to foliok12.com. And we do have 2 offerings. We have a school subscription, which we love, because then the school can use, district money to buy it and then provide a license to every teacher, right? And that's $500 a year, or it's like 80 cents a lesson. So we try to keep the cost as low as possible. If you're at a school where the principal maybe doesn't want to take that step or can't take that step, use an individual teacher. And I would also lump in homeschool parents as well, because they have this burden as well. You could go to foliok12.com and sign up for a subscription. It's $5 a month.
One more time. This is radio, one more time.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
website.
So it's foliok12.com, FOLIO, K12.com. $5 a month. I generally don't think we've had any teacher turn it off, because if in a month, if you pull one resources off of it, you can just save an hour as well.
Right. But I mean, when I'm on the website, it really is remarkable. I can't imagine a teacher not wanting to use this, really. Aaron, thank you so much, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. You've been listening to Ahron Oddman. Aaron, thank you so much, my friend. Go to the website and get his information. It's spectacular. This is Local Biz Now, where, say it,
your business matters.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU.